best. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome down to the media briefing tent. We're here with the winning connections of the 156 Belmont Stakes presented by NYRA Bets. That winner, of course, was Dornoch, and we've got trainer Danny Gargan on the left, as well as Randy Hill of R.A. Hill Stable. Hopefully Luis Saez will join us shortly. Gentlemen, congratulations to both of you. Danny, I'd like to start with you. First, if you could just tell us about the emotions of winning the Belmont Stakes today.
It really hasn't sunk all the way in yet, but is it on?
Lean forward a little more.
No. It really hasn't sunk in all the way yet. You know, still just taking it in right now, but it's pretty exciting. It's a special thing just to be a part of these kind of races, much less be able to win one of them with a horse that you bought at Kingland and he's had him whole life and spent so much time with him. I helped done such a great job with him, and you know, it's not an easy horse to train, and it's not easy to get in this kind of situation, but you just be blessed and have the right owners. Randy's one of the reasons I'm here. He's one of the guys, him and Dean Reeves, wanted me to start training 2-year-olds and focus on them instead of the claiming game, and I have to thank him. And now Jason's coming in to take over, as usual.
We have Jason Worth here as well, 2-8 Racing.
Big guy.
Jason, congratulations to you as well.
I didn't do anything. That's what these guys are for. We got good partners, we got good trainers, good staff, great horse.
We're gonna hear from everybody, but
I want to say one thing.
Yes, go ahead, Randy.
Dream. Nobody better wake me up. I'll be damn mad. I'll tell you right now. Just let me keep dreaming.
It is a dream.
It certainly
is a dream. Jason, how you feeling?
I don't know. I'm all right. This is, I talked to Randy. He's been doing this for 25 years. I've been doing it for 3. I mean, I'll put it up there with anything I've ever done. This is the top of sports. Horse racing is the most underrated sport there is. This is as big as it gets. These are the emotions you feel when you play in a playoff game, when you win a World Series game, when you arguably when you win a World Series. This is the top of sports. Is the top of sports, and that's where we're at.
Danny, let's talk about the actual race, and if you could just tell us, it was clearly a much different experience than the Kentucky Derby. Tell us how it unfolded for you.
Well, you know, we wanted to be on the lead. Randy and me and all the guys got together, and we've always wanted him up close. The Derby, we wanted to get there, but the one horse, it's a tough place. He broke a touch slow. Right 100 yards into the race, Brian came over, and we got checked out of there, and, you know, it's game over then. And then we just got up here 3 days later. We brought him up here and just pointed for this race, trained him. You know, tried to do everything the best we could and keep him as happy. He was training phenomenal. He worked great here a couple of times, and we got overlooked a little bit because he ran one bad race. But you know, now they'll look at him a little more next time, hopefully.
Well, and tell us about those 5 weeks between races. And you said you didn't lose faith. What were you seeing in those workouts that kept the faith for you?
I mean, he had tremendous works here. I thought he galloped out huge. There's clockers. Juan Dominguez told me several times, God, your horse looked amazing breezing today. Everybody here was watching him on the backside, liked him. He trains really well. He's a big, powerful horse. So, you know, you just have to be patient and not lose focus and just, you know, grind away at it, and hopefully you get lucky and win one of these.
You know, the thing is, he got no respect. I mean, you have to look at this horse, and while he started off as a 2-year-old, he was, I don't know, second or first in the Kentucky Derby Futures. And then those last 2 races, which I thought was ridiculous to judge this horse by. The Derby broke 13th. All I said today to my partners, to Danny, to Louis, I said, let's run our race today. Let's get the lead, and if anybody can beat us, let them come and get us. So I think the last 2 races were a throwout. Somebody go back and watch the Remsen. You want to see a great race? One of the greatest races I ever saw. When he won the Remsen, I knew we were going to win one of these big races. And I give Danny and his team all the credit. They've done a great job with this horse. They battled through quarter cracks and a whole bunch of things. But I'll tell you, I never lost the faith in this horse, ever.
And can we talk about the faith in Danny? I mean, this is a field with several future Hall of Fame trainers. You could have sent a horse this talented to anybody.
Well, I've got a future Hall of Fame trainer sitting next to me. Look, Danny, I always thought Danny was a great trainer. He never really got a shot to get some horses. So I was one of the first owners, or the first owners, who came to Danny and said, let's buy some 2-year-olds, let's give you a chance. And he's done a great job. Look, she trained Tax for me. I mean, a horse that won the Jim Dandy. I mean, no, Danny is a tremendous trainer. He's finally getting his shot, and he's showing what he can do. You know, you win the Belmont. I mean, that's something. That's really an accomplishment. And so, you know, people say, "What are my emotions?" I don't even know what my emotions are. I don't know. I'll tell you tonight about 12 o'clock after about 4 to 5 bottles of wine. Then I'll tell you what my emotions are. But I want to thank everybody, Danny and his whole team, and I want to thank all of our partners. Plus, being partners with Jason is wonderful because no one ever talks to you; they only talk to him. You know, so you never have to put any pressure on yourself. So, but we've got great partners. Everybody's done a great job. Saratoga, so a place. When I first bought horses, I said I'm going to buy one horse and I'm going to win a race at Saratoga. That was 25 years ago, and about 300 horses ago. But also, this is a win for the little guys. You know, we all know the big guys who have the money, you know, all the 100, 200, 300 horses. Danny doesn't have that. I don't have that. You know, Jason certainly doesn't have that. He has one horse. Not lucky at all, Jason, when to start off, I just want to tell you. So I think there's one for us, one for the little boys.
Who has a question? And as I make my way over to somebody who does, Danny, I'll just ask if, would it have been any different if it were downstate at a mile and a half?
No.
I don't think so. I mean, Todd's horse ran up to him, and he found some more, and at the end, I don't think anybody was getting to him. I'd have to watch it again. I kind of got excited jumping around there when he got clear, but I didn't see anybody really making a big, bold move.
Nobody got to him.
Questions? David?
When you saw him get out of the gate and finally get to the first turn in front, did you think, well, I'm going to find out if my horse is the real deal?
That's what me and Randy looked over at each other. I was sitting next to him. I said, well, we have no excuses today, Randy. And then Randy said, we're going to run from here, Danny. So then you're just watching, and I kind of got out of my seat a little bit down the backside and started standing because I knew we had a lot of horse. And I had to look over at the littler screen because we were in a box. I said, Randy, we got a lot of horse right now. This is going to be fun. And, you know, then the last 100 yards, we were jumping around, hitting each other and screaming. I think the chair fell. Yeah, it was. I bet if you were around there and videoed it, it'll be funny to watch. But that's the way we get. We have fun. If we're going to win, we're going to party. And it's going to be a lot of fun later, too.
Jason, can you elaborate a little bit more on this being as exciting as any of your sporting accomplishments? What else would be up there, and why is this better?
Well, it's just totally different. I mean, in my career, you know, you had a lot of control of the outcome. At least you thought you did. So, you know, you did it every day, and it was just business. So there was no nerves, there was no emotions attached to it, which is a total polar opposite of what horse racing is. It's it's a total nervous breakdown. You know, even in a low level race. So when you get in these big races, it's insane to go through. Like, you just want them to get in the race or get in the gate for the race to start. You know, then you're like, all right, and then you're in it. So it's you kind of like, you know, the anxiety settles, but then, you know, when they're running, then you're like, you're back in the you're back in the game. I tell people it's like when you're sitting in the dugout and, you know, you're in a tight game, a big game, and you got guys on base and somebody hits a double in the gap, and you're running, you're cheering on your guy that's trying to score from first. That's kind of like what it's like, you know, but it's like 2 minutes, not 10 seconds or 4 seconds or whatever. So, you know, you just lose your mind, really. I mean, it's a crazy sport. I try to tell people, you know, and they're like, yeah, we bet on horses. You know, we do this thing. We bet on horses. I'm like, no, you don't understand. You can bet on them all day long until you own them. It's a game changer. So I think this sport is just scratching the surface of what it can be and where it can go. And we need to get more retired athletes in this game. Danny, what's your cell phone number? I'll yeah, but Danny's been great. This team has been amazing. And you know, we weren't the sexy horse in the race. You know, we weren't the sexy horse in the Derby. And I mean, what were we, 17-1 or something like that? And,
Yes, sir.
I know I'm sure Randy and all the owners like myself, we bet them hard. We believed in them. We believed in the team. We believed in the process, and that's what got us here. Just being in the race, just being in the Belmont, being in the Derby, it's a huge accomplishment. It is the top of horse racing, the top of sports. I can't explain what it's like to be an owner and have a horse even in the race to win it. Out of this world.
And Jason, for those that haven't heard, can you just remind us how you ended up finding horse racing?
I think horse racing found me. I was, you know, I was a couple years retired and looking for something to do, and you know, I started getting into it a little bit on the lower level, and went to the Keeneland sale, started buying some fillies, and I run into Danny and his guys at the bar at the end of the day on one of the days of the sale, and they said you should get in on this horse. It's gonna be a Derby horse. I'm like, yeah, right.
Jason, they always say that.
They always say that. But I was, you know, I was in the mood. I was saying yes to a lot of things, and bought some horses that I don't even know, half of them probably didn't even make the races. But my first colt I bought was Dornoch, and Danny convinced me to buy him, and lo and behold, we run on the Derby and we win the Belmont. Unbelievable, man. Thank you.
Great ride.
Unbelievable. Let's keep going.
Oh, and he's a half to a Derby winner, and now twice.
Full to the
I'm sorry.
And at that time when they bought him, you know, Mage hadn't won, and you can explain all that. I don't know anything.
Yeah. Yeah, when we bought him, Mage hadn't won. But I'd seen Mage work in Maryland. He'd worked really impressive at the 2-year-old training cell, and I thought he was talented. We looked at him several times, and I kind of regretted not buying him at the sale because he didn't sell for crazy money. And then we were at Keeneland and really liked the horse. Kind of had a situation where I bought a few horses, didn't have money, and I think Megan Jones over there gave me the money to buy him. Couldn't have bought him without that. So thanks, Megan. We're in the Belmont.
Thanks, Megan. I thank you too.
Yeah. So Keeneland's makes you pay pretty quick. But we were just lucky enough and blessed enough to be in the situation we are to afford to buy him. And, you know, we've been high on him for a long time. It's just a great ride. Randy, like I said, me and Randy got to win the Jim Dandy, and he always told me if I won a Triple Crown race, I'd get that car. So we're gonna have that.
That was a long time ago.
We're gonna have that conversation again tomorrow.
Cars are way more expensive now too.
Yeah.
Oh, you ought to see the car I'm getting.
I just hope Aston Martin's still out there when we leave.
That Aston Martin's gonna look good with a little fat bald guy driving around the Saratoga.
Well, Danny, you've just won over the track where they'll run the Travers in a few months. Tell us what comes into your mind when you think about the rest of the year.
Well, you know, we'll come out of it and see what we think, and we'll go, you know, he trains here. We come up here May every year, first when the track opens. He's trained pretty much here most of his life, and we'll just stay right here in the stall he's been in since he's a 2-year-old, and you know, see how he does, and then we'll figure out where we go next. But I wouldn't be shocked if we just wait and run him in the Travers, but we'll have to wait and see how he is, and you know, just enjoy the next few days.
And Randy, tell us how good you think he is. And you were nodding your head. What about the prospects for the rest of the year?
I've been telling everybody how good I think this horse was. Even my wife didn't believe he was this good. And as I said before, I want him to get to run his race. I mean, obviously, you know, like Danny says, you got to see how he comes out. But of course, you're looking at the Travers. I mean, you think it's a dream to win the Belmont. If we win the Belmont and the Travers, I don't know what you're going to do with me. I'll be in a straitjacket in the winner's circle. So, I mean, my answer is Travers, here we come.
Other questions?
Again, congratulations to you all.
Thank you.
Just a bit of housekeeping, Danny. Tomorrow morning for follow-ups, what time are you going to be at the barn and bring the horse out and do some follow-ups with us, please?
4:30 probably.
We'll go straight from the bar to the
We're not
barn.
letting that information out this early, and you know, we'll have to see how the evening goes. But there'll be no 4:30.
Don't be giving out the early times, Danny, please.
No. We're not in any rush. We'll be there.
I'll be there at 4:30.
Because he'll be coming in. But we'll just see how the evening goes. But you know, he'll get out and walk around 5:30, right around that time, and then you know, just try to enjoy the rest of the day and pinch yourself and just can't believe that we were this lucky, you know, and just blessed to be here. And like I said, Randy's been with me a long time. I've been training 11 years now, I think, and he's been with me 9 of them. So it's just a special ride. We lost some of the guys. I think they're already drinking. I don't know where Larry and all of them went, but
Larry bought champagne for everybody.
Oh, they're drinking.
At the track, I think.
Oh, so they're all drinking champagne. I lost people. And I'd like to say shout out to Vito. He's at home. He's one of the partners. He couldn't make it here for family commitments, and I know he's probably called, but I had to turn my phone off a little while ago.
One thing's for sure, Vito's crying. He cries
Oh,
every
he
time
cries. Oh, my God.
I'm sure he's home crying.
Oh, he's bawling. And it was his, you know, it's just everybody involved. They're great people and just a lot of fun to be here.
That's Vito Cucci of Belmont Racing. Now, Tom Padula.
Just for the three of you, how did you find the atmosphere at Saratoga today?
Look, you're at Saratoga, you're at the Belmont. It was electrifying.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how many people were here, but
the
you know,
greatest
this
place
is
in the world.
if you're going to win a big race, you want to bring in
greatest
front as many
racetrack.
people as you can. And what a great idea that NYRA had to bring the Belmont up here. It was a great idea. There's no place like Saratoga. No owner wants to win any more than any other place more than Saratoga. So you win the Belmont, you win it at Saratoga, and we'll be the only one who ever won the Belmont at Saratoga. We'll be in the history books.
For a year at least, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Saratoga's our, this is where we base. We're here. This is where we train. We ship down to Belmont to run an aqueduct from here. So, it's just a blessing that they had it here. And the crowd was wonderful today. There were so many people. It's a beautiful day. It was a great day for racing. I think it was a successful day. I don't know what the handle is, but you couldn't get near a window. You couldn't. I mean, everybody was having fun, and it's just a great place for racing. It's a beautiful racetrack with all the atmosphere, and the town loves it. It's just, I think it's the best racing facility in America.
Congratulations, Danny, again. Earlier you mentioned that it was difficult to train this horse. What went into, training him for this race?
Well, he's a big, strong horse, and he just gets rowdy and rambunctious. It's not difficult. Just, every day with horses, there's things going on. And, they can't talk to us, so you have to figure everything out. And believe me, they'll make you scratch your head all the time. So he's one of them that keeps you on your toes.
And then once you saw him, coming down around the last corner, down the final stretch, what was your reaation at that point?
Please keep running.
I kept thinking, where's the wire?
But, I thought, me and Randy were right there, and I thought for a second, Todd's horse was going to get to him. But then he found more at the end, and it drew away at the end. And so I don't even know the official margin, what he won by, because we were getting too rowdy. But I couldn't even tell you what he won by.
And I'm sure we'll be joined by Luis at some point, but in the meantime, if I could just ask you to tell us a little bit more about Luis's effort, not only today, but handling the horse for several races now.
Well, Louis always loved him. It was he got right off of him after the Derby, and he was a little upset. He said we had a horrible trip. He said, please just wait and run him in the Belmont. We're going to win the Belmont, and please don't take me off of him. And I told him, I said, Louis, you got nothing to worry about. You're going to ride him back. That's one bad race. We decided to rate him and teach him something in the bluegrass, and I probably got him beat that day by rating him. I think if I'd have let him run that day, he might have won that race instead of,